think I'm live. Yeah, I think I just cleared my throat live. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3, I guess. Let's see if this is actually working or not. Essentially, that's how we begin. And, is this, live? I don't think the audio is that. I'm gonna turn it up. How's this? Is this too loud, or is this the right volume? What's this? Is this too loud, or is this... Okay, this volume is fine. We are here. I wanted to try something different. I just ate a pear, and I haven't eaten pears in a while because I think I'm allergic to pears, but I don't think that's true. Maybe I am, maybe I'm not. A little bit of water. I just had 2 waffles, strawberry waffles. So yeah, it's a good night. To have an even better night, here we are, beginning my test taking live streams. I love personality tests, but furthermore, tests that have to do with all of the questions about reality, because I feel a lot of different ways about life itself. And as I'm recovering from a concussion, I will do a little quiz, and it makes us slow down. So here's to thinking. It says the quiz will only take about like 9 minutes, but 52 questions. Yeah, we'll see. All right, I'm going to bring up the video. I almost said throw up the video, but here we are. Yeah, begin test. I would rather find true health than be wealthy. Strongly agree. I would rather be given an expensive car and save the life of a starving child. Strongly disagree. I would rather receive money than gifts. I would rather be in um okay, wait. Sorry, I didn't think it would go this direction. It's late. I'm kind of reading this backwards. I'm so sorry, everyone. I'm not sure. I'm just like happily single right now, and like so happily single, I don't even want it. I would. What do you? I don't want to think about it right now. It's just this is not what this channel is for. All right, next question. What the? No, 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 no. That's. I don't agree with that. I feel like the very physical reality is meaning. I don't know what I mean. It's got to be interesting. It's another topic. Um, what did I put this up? Well, previous, let's just say. Right, I disagree there. A world without color is far darker than a world without order. I thought I said odor at first. Um, okay. I have this Honey Nut Cheerios that I'm gonna have to eat at some point, but this quiz is pretty short. After the quiz, after the quiz. A world without color is far darker than a world without order. Um, um, mm, I don't know what this question is trying to get at. Um, I would say agree. Society will always, well, I kind of understand where it was getting at. So, that's a different story. All right. Society will always need. Mm, keyword we need uh. So what does that mean? It sounds like I don't know. Different. All right. For example, there there must be some sort of authority in the court system, right? Like we should have laws that are consistent no matter the case in a sense, right? I'll say that much, but I'm not going to say farther than that. What kind of authority will always need? Always? I disagree about always. I do. I believe in some form of spiritual aspect. Some form. Wait, this is getting deep quickly, isn't it? I'm opening Honey Nut Cheerios. No one's on the stream right now, and no one's gonna hear me eating cereal. Why is he eating cereal? Okay. I believe in some form. Some form. Yes. Alright. Hmm. Alright, it's interesting that they, disagree is not strongly disagree. That's like leans toward no, but I want to, but that would, I'm not certain. Can I say uncertainly agree? I don't think it's gonna let me say that. Let's see. I'd say we cannot know, but I would uncertainly potentially agree, but not in a certain agreement. I lean towards. not what is imagined by Earth. Alright, I gotta speed up these questions. Oh my gosh, this one's brutal. Oh. um, I think that, is this implying what I think it's implying? Yeah, I can't imagine, like, in that scenario. Like, I have not a lot, I would get frozen about a lot of things, but I don't think I would in that scenario. Look at those ASMR Honey Nut Cheerios are like little donuts. Goodness gracious. Ends usually justify the means. No. I would rather live a life of personal settle down. Well, okay. Not exactly phrased like that, but should I put the camera on? I'm eating cereal, so you guys might as well be like, oh, he's eating cereal. Oh my god, goodness gracious. Oh, okay, I'll take off the ice pack off my head for a little bit. Am I about to go live here? I think I will. This is like the last stream of the night. I'm eating cereal, eat some potassium, and then I'm gonna rest my eyes from the screen. 17 minutes. I'm pretty sure I could get to the 30 minutes if I speed through this. I'll just speed through. I can't stop it very often. Hello. I'm wearing my hospital bracelet because it reminds me not to do jumping jacks. Because my head hurts, but we're doing okay. It's by the light stream logo here. And I think that's perfect. Very cool, very cool. So I can see when you hear the noise. Oh, double audio. When you hear this sound, I mean the mini honey nut Cheerios. Okay. No one's on this stream, so it's officially a time capsule stream until we get our first customer. Is this screen clear? 1 second. My head is so warm. Oh, I hope I'm not overheating. Concussions over here. I'm gonna have to put on my silly hat. It's gonna, I don't want it to be the thumbnail, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? It's not even, it's not too cold anymore. I mean, the top is, I could wear it like on my head like a pancake, but ooh, yeah, that's me. I'm going to proceed. No, that's cool. Hello, Twitch. Just looking at Twitch. Say hi. I don't know. What's the right category? Just chatting? Maybe. Okay. I could just enlarge this on my screen, but is that gonna mess it up? Oh my goodness. This probably just like screwed it up on the. Oh boy. I don't know how to use that. Okay. Yeah, I don't really need this. That's kind of the logo dichotomy test. There are a couple more on the website. They probably ask a lot of personal questions. Okay, let me readjust this on light stream here. Alright. Are we good now? Let's crop that up like that. So, I hope that I was watching this one day. It's like the 11th question so far. Why was I inspired to try to make this line? Okay, is it aligned? Cannot tell. I will come to you. Many materials like me. Alright, I'm trying to line this up. It actually doesn't matter if it's straight. There's like some sort of. No, this is fine. That's fine. Okay. Hello, our first customer. I will say hello in chat. Oh, I almost typed help. I don't want to type help. Hello. Alright, question 11. So, alright, as far as this is concerned, this question, I like diagnosed like I have difficulty with loud noises. That's just not when I just have a concussion. I have such a hard time. Financially, not even. Yeah, so there's a lot of personal. I'm just going to answer this the way I do and then move on. I just don't like the emphasis because I'm just going to lean towards agree just because I'm an uncle. I'm a happy uncle to 5, so that's good. How am I? Well, but you probably hear me in the stream. I'll respond. Um, both ways. I'm doing well. I'm just trying to make this channel branch out in different ways. I think about subjects like this kind of stuff all the time. I mean, I don't sound very coherent right now because a week ago I got a concussion, but ice pack. Um, yeah, love this kind of stuff. So I want to take quizzes about um type typology stuff. I mean, maybe even politics and religious quiz and just breaking down what my mind is like because they have so many different alignment tests now out there. It's cool to have a place to do it, but just and also a record for my family. I try explaining my views to them about, and it's I think they're pretty nuanced views. So I thought to myself, what kind of test should I begin with? Let's go with philosophy. Let's see how that works. Um, life is something. Oh, it, I actually strongly disagree with this one. I think there's a lot going on. A lot of symbiont circle, like in Star Wars. A lot of my philosophy is rooted in things like Star Wars, to be honest. A lot of things like, I mean, George Lucas was inspired by Carl Jung and Joseph Campbell, and there are a lot of other philosophers that, I don't know, kind of worship the altar of the narrative and mythology and how that inspires the human spirit, all those other sort of things. So I'm hoping through this test I can say, okay, what kind of other tests can I take and do tier make lists of philosophers and all that. Yeah, thanks for joining. When making a decision, what is more important than the consequences? I'd say so. I'd say the reason if somebody tells me what to do or try this, um, I like knowing the reason. Actually, if you explain, I think to a kid, hey, this is the reason why, like right off the bat, like longer than you think they can understand, maybe it'll stick instead of just saying no. Oh, minutes delay. Oh gosh.
Hey, this is the reason why,
Oh, I think it's just a 20-second delay. It's the usual delay for Lightstream. This is a service. It was having me pay for it for quite a bit, and then they updated it and they let people stream in 720p for free, which is great because I was paying like $20 or $25 before for higher quality like resolution. I couldn't really keep that up because I wasn't streaming for a couple months. I had other obligations, but I do like the daily stream, even if it's just a half hour, and just kind of mixing it up with different activities. Because sometimes I'm like, oh man, I just took this test. I wish I captured that because it's not like I could be like writing in my journal every answer. Just impossible. But I have done things like that before in the past, so it's nice to see where the evolution of my thought over the years. I got distracted again. So yeah, you know what? This is not going to be a half-hour thing. I'm fine with that. We'll go a little longer. Question 13. When making a decision, the underlying reason. That's quite right. I went on a tangent, but I'd, I'd agree. I think the reasoning when it when they use the phrase reasoning there, that's what matters to me. I think principles. I think okay, these are the principles that, or maybe it's just not as complicated. Maybe it's just like okay, this gear and this, I don't know. Extraordinary. What time is it? It's like 1 a.m. here. Extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence. Strongly agree. Strongly agree. I would have gone even further than strongly if they gave an option for that front. There is more to the world than mere material. Scientifically, yes. Most people are inherently fish. What? Most people are inherently fish. No, no, no. Selfish. Oh, I get it. Um, sorry, I have a weird sense of humor. Did anyone ever see Captain Underpants? Those comics in like the mid 2000s, and there would be billboards in town that they would say, "Oh, come get free ice cream cones here," and then they'd erase parts of the letters or take them away, and then it would spell out something completely different. That's how I felt right there. Most people are inherently fish. Oh, I'm not gonna say it's stupid humor, because like better than sarcasm. That's another philosophical take, but that's a different route. Most people are inherently selfish. Inherently, I would. So most people, right? Okay, most. All right. So another way to read this question is most people are inherently selfless. So is that true? Most people are inherently most people are inherently selfless. I really don't know. I've been really struggling having faith in humanity anymore. Um, Here's the deal. I believe we all have it within ourselves as humans, this aspect that we have to contend with every day. Um, for it to not grow. But in the same way, we have an aspect in ourselves that can be bright, and if lit, can glow and grow as well. So what am I saying? It's like those experiments where they had different students and young adults do tests like in like jail cell laboratory kind of thing, and they didn't know who was on the other side. Just they were telling them to keep pushing the button. I forget the name of that test, but people know what I'm talking about. And a lot of them kept pushing the button just because they were doing what they were told, and it was really just an experiment to highlight the fact that yeah, like it's really um, you know, for example, like Nazi Germany and stuff like that, it can happen. Um, you know, like humans can be persuaded, and if they're not on guard to the evil that is within them. But if they are not also looking at the light, then that is potentially capable within themselves, and um, they're just identifying the evil in themselves and in the world, and kind of succumbing to nihilism. So there's, I don't know, very very interesting subject overall on that front. But I'm gonna say agree, just because yes, there is that aspect we need to contend with. So all right, thanks, appreciate it. Take care. To to the customer, bon appetit. S'il vous plaît. I don't know French. I need to get through these questions before I pee off. That kind of rhymed. Um, Somebody's done that before. We should strive toward a utopian society. Um, this is a broad question. This is a very broad question. Should we aim? Should we aim for anything? I mean, that's kind of what I'm hearing. I think we should. I think we should aim. Oh, my head kind of hurts. Sorry. Again, I should get like ice pack. You know what would prolong this stream? Me urinating and then getting an ice pack. So those two things could happen. Yeah, okay, let's do that. I'm having fun with these different streams. We should strive towards our utopia. I'm gonna say agree, because we should at least aim towards something. We should not aim towards perfection, but we should aim towards what, I don't know, is better, is good, and see that unfold. It's definitely possible, and if we're in step with, I say, the laws of the reality, then the winds are in the sails. Cheerio is mine. I think this is true with anything, you know. So, no, it's just like satisfaction. Essentially, like, I'm gonna put off this activity because I have this to do, right? So that's what it is. No actions are inherent in one or more. Without going into my past history, I've been through the ringer as far as belief systems are concerned, and I found myself on all sides of the the compass, per se. No actions are inherently normal. So the thing about this is that I kind of believe in very loosely, you know, um, more or less, a concept called natural law. And I don't know if my interpretation of it even quantifies that classification. So just bear with me. But there are ways that reality can rhyme with itself, if this makes any sense. And I think it's something that can be understood first in the way that some Eastern traditions have taught it, or the Buddha. At least I know through Vipassana meditation and its kind of discourse. But there are certain things that we know when we are confronted with um, or us and others. Um, and if it informs us in that regard, we know not to uh, confront others in similar fashions. And what I mean by that is um, things like stealing, stealing itself, stealing personal, stealing life, stealing. Uh, it kind of all comes down to that, right? So in an aggressive manner, kind of taking, right? Involuntary. The opposite side of that is voluntarism and only giving good if um, you know there's isn't one, in the sense that oh, I'm tired. It's like the golden rule. What am I talking about? No. Yeah. More important than emotion. I think reason inspires emotion. Hello, new person. Cheerio, ASMR. It's probably not Cheerio. There's like small donuts. Um, reason inspires emotion. That's how I feel about that. So, in that sense, it is more important than emotion. But emotion, feeling those goosebumps. I don't know. So I'm gonna include that reason, but agree, just not strong. It is foolish to believe a claim there's nothing to back it up. Yeah, I mean, of course. Hello. Mental well-being is more important to me than material possessions. That one was easy. Cool point. Mm, yeah, I feel like every decision that we make is a ripple effect. That's why in everything that we do, you may be the one walking into a situation who's the stranger, and you may have the opportunity to be the fulcrum, the turning point, or the tipping point, if you will, something that is a teeter-totter, right? I've been in situations before where I was that stranger and I felt like a dangerous situation may have occurred if I wasn't the stranger who chose to speak good. So that's the little lesson there without going into any detail, but people can be dangerous and they can develop dangerous impulses. And as a stranger, you need to know when to say something and when to say less. So, yeah, walking that fine line is very interesting. And you have to kind of get into a Zen state to handle something like that if you feel like there might be some danger. So, all right, that's how you guys know how I feel about people now. I tried making friends with some people, but they were um, sometimes yellow, orange flags are red. There's an underlying meaning that you guys try to with that. Yo, yo, yo! How's it going down rocks and hours? I like Jedi rocks from Return of the Jedi. Bow, 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 do it again. No, no, do it again. No, 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 no. Do you want me to do that song? I will. Do you want me to sing Snoodles? I'll sing Snoodles, but if it pisses people off, I won't. John Williams will sue me if I play Jedi Rocks on my channel. He's gonna come to my door and give me a baton and sue me. No, what? All right, so I actually knew somebody in my state who he has a baton signed by John Williams. It was a long time ago. Long story. Rocks is, oh, that's so cool. All right, nice, nice. Well, and that I forgot what the question is. I have a concussion. I don't know what to tell you. Oh, what kind of a question is that? Well, I guess you got to be a Star Wars fan, and I'm assuming that's a permission. He's gonna. Was this the question? Oh, right, I didn't read it. Without he's with penis. What is? Wait, wait. without music, life would be a mistake? This question doesn't make sense. Life, life is literally music. Like, I don't know. Uh, have any of these people looked into a microscope? This is funny. Um, yeah, I mean, no, vibration, reality, yeah, it's cymatic frequencies, shapes, patterns, geometric shapes, sand on, um, you know, plates that shake in different HR, HZ frequencies, and it's making patterns, and then they did beads of styrofoam in 3D, speaker, sound. It's insane. Give me Bob Dylan. Oh, no, I just hit your comment. Ah, Bob Dylan. All right, it did hide your comment, but I understand. That's funny. Bob Dylan. You know, my great uncle loves Bob Dylan. Wait, why is it saying it would be a mistake? I don't. Without music, life would be. All right, I'm gonna break this down. Without music, without the essence of life itself, music, right? The essence of life itself. Life, the essence of life being sound, would be this. It goes on backwards logic through my own coded way of looking at reality. So kind of life would be a mistake without music. Why it would be life would be a mistake? What kind of judgment call is it? Is this um like a rolling stone? Around on your own, like a rolling stone. I went to Boston one year when I was like 18 or 19 by myself, and I was in my um, great uncle's house, and I was into the Bob Dylan album, and I can't remember which one it was, but like a Rolling Stone, that was my favorite one. This question's nuts. So, is this just a personal thing? Like, if, I'm gonna say agree. I have no idea what this means. I'm gonna say strongly agree. Like, I've done 20 musicals. I do music. What the heck? Why wouldn't I say that? Um, this is a question for the character to put with. Yeah, no, mm, that's true because they didn't dance. I guess they didn't do music either. Oh no, in that town, there exists, and I'll try to do these a little quicker. Just an omniscient, omnipotent, potent, omnipotent, omnipotent. Sorry. Oh my gosh, this concussion's driving me insane. I tell you, I'm literally not usually this. Pseudominifen. You know what I mean? All right. I've never seen it. All right. If you're talking about it and being missed, then absolute. So I'm also kind of reading this through my coded brain, um, where do this computer. Oh, I need to have this. See, my legs are freaking out right now. Let me just readjust. Boink. Yeah. Okay. I should have probably said I'm unsure. You know what? I'm just gonna put this on my laptop. I have my bed for better or worse. As an island in my room right now, I'm doing the island design. It's easier to make the bed and back in it or whatever, but it's kind of can't lean back in it. That was my point of remote, not leaning back. Okay. This has been a very long stream, but it's okay. I'm not sure which part, but I don't really care. Don't worry about that. I like that my New Republic logo is actually visible. Where is this mouse? Here we go. Give me Bob Dylan. Forgive me, giant fish. Okay, there exists. Here we are. Here we are. There exists a mouse being. So that's the thing. It's like the way it's read there is being, like, oh, like a human being, right? Not how I interpret that. A being as in it, what is as it is, the all it is. I mean, that's different. Whole different question. So is it that I answer these things that I see? I'm reading differently? Yeah, because words I know are conceptually downloaded and digested and processed differently than how I am reading it. So do I agree with the language, the way the language is perceived by everyone, or do I agree with the language the way the language is to me, a door that I can open up with a little key that I have in my head? That's trying to see the through line? Maybe. Say T, if you're being. Say T. Um, I did not do well on the SAT. Omniscient, like an overseeing. I don't quite, not in that sense. Um, not. I think the way it's trying to make me answer this is in the personified human. Well, okay, I'm just gonna say this an absolute no. I think my views are closer to pantheism in the sense that it's all like the source, right? So I'm gonna say disagree because I feel like it's trying to make me personify this as an absolute concentrated above looking down. It is within and without. All right, being acknowledgement. SAT part is being. Um, Consciousness is immaterial. I would tend to agree with some caveats and reservations that it won't let me get into. My own prosperity matters more to me than the happiness of those around me. Hmm. Mm. Mm. Yeah, it's kind of like learn the realities of the economy, at least. Because some people will be led astray. They will go on foolhardy adventures. Um, yeah, I mean, no golden toilet or anything, so I'd say that much. You don't have to live in the dirt, though. Oh boy. So this is basically it's giving that like the universe language that I'm kind of giving what the question was a couple ago asking me about like an ultimate thing. But it's saying nihilism, and I don't agree with that. I really think the word insignificant is painfully, sourly wrong in this context, and I'm still working that out. But I feel like this language is dangerous. So let's think about it like this. Have you ever looked at the tips of a tree? Have you ever seen uh, I guess the entity in the tip of the tree? I think all of reality is reaching towards new, right? Towards further, towards its entropy, its unfolding, its pattern, but it's slightly different, right? It, it's, it's, I'm sorry, I'm getting tired. Insignificance, insignificant. Um, yeah, not the word. But I don't think it's an eye looking at us. You know, that's the thing. It's not. There are no literal eyes of the universe. We are an extension of the universe, an extension of Earth. Collection of the elements. It's very interesting, all of it. A society without marriage would be better than a society without divorce. What? Let me reread this. Oh, goodness gracious. Oh, I'm not really sure if SAT part of me. I'm not really sure. Okay. 58 minutes. Okay. I think I can finish this in half an hour. That's kind of a goal because I really gotta go to bed. I should take melatonin right now. You know what, guys? I'm gonna stop talking unless I really have to comment on a question, or maybe I won't talk and I'll just yeah. I don't know. I'm gonna quit without talking. I'm battling this past 10 p.m. basically, so I kind of got myself in this mess today. But I've enjoyed it. I have. And I'll do it again. And there are a couple of other quizzes on this website, but there are also a couple other quizzes online that I know that would be very fun to take and talk about while I'm taking, because I know at least somebody might appreciate it. And if not, then a time capsule stream. I might enjoy watching it in a couple years, or longer than decades. Okay, where am I at? What am I doing in my headspace? Society. Okay, society without. Um, what does that even mean? Oh, like it's just enforced, I'm assuming. Some of these philosophy questions really do bring into question like the socio-political. aspects, right? Geo political. So open the banana. Okay. So yeah, what forcing somebody to not society without them. So this is just a question about authority versus freedom, and they're trying to black and white it. They're just trying to make it black and white. So I'm gonna say agree because I think divorce is necessary in a lot of cases, and I think people just jump into stuff way too quickly. So a lot of interesting things about the drumbeat of society. People get pushed into things. It happens. It happens. All right. So society. So say you were a time traveler, right? And you say you were in the past and you time traveled to the future, right? The style, like the aesthetic, the language, the accent, everything, the posture, all this sort of really says a lot about okay, what decade is this person from? What century? You know, there's a lot. And I was thinking the Wild West in that scenario. It could be any sort of era, really, in the past and at the future society. Even present day saw some of the things from the past. We know, like you go into some historical like reenactment, like it's kind of. I feel like without knowing it, we are all a sign of the times in a sense, and unfortunately, that does extend to the way people think, like the zeitgeist. And I wish I really wasn't caught up in a lot of trends myself, but it's interesting, very interesting to think about. Let's see, looks like an ant farm. Exactly. Yeah. Did I say that? Oh yeah, they said that. My that's the feeling I get when I respond to comments on my stuff. I got excited. I'm like my thumbnail for this. I'm like thinking for a moment. It looks like I'm like praying really hard. It's like an active thumbnail until the video's over, and then it picks a thumbnail. Sometimes I'll choose a picture if it's just a weird thumbnail where I'm like not making a weird face. Um, but what's the volume? It's like a thumbnail until the video's over, and then it picks a thumbnail. Sometimes I'll. Yeah, sorry, it's very I just got my fans going. I can't sleep if the room isn't cooled down like to 70 degrees or under. Really, I have a really difficult time sleeping otherwise. But I have a pile of stuff here. I think we're halfway through the questions. Officially halfway, almost. Yeah. Right. All right. Also, our society defines us. Yeah. It just really. I mean, think about all sorts of beliefs. You were just you arrived at some point and somebody told you what to believe first, and either you kind of think through it or you don't autopilot it. So you just autopilot it. So at some point you got to go off the autopilot, use manual. I guess weird probably not the right analogy for me, but our society defines us. Yeah, like even people who say they're not religious, they kind of, if they are living in a religious society, then by extension they um, have certain tendencies. And I'm just saying, like, there are a lot of people that really deny religiosity within them, but they are about something. It's a human reaction to have reverence, and some people go as far as idolizing celebrity worship and all this stuff. Or so it's very interesting. I'm talking freely in the stream. I like it. Spirit and matter are two separate entities. I'm gonna disagree with that. Yep. Okay, so what definition are they using for this word? I It's either an agree or disagree. Um, and I'm not following my. I was gonna have a bite of cereal. You know what? I'm gonna eat the cereal. I'll be back. I'll be back for the results. Yeah. All right. See you in a second. Bye. Bye. And now there's a giant screen of me. I have a blue ice pack on my head. And as I bring my box into the corner, further as it goes. Oh wow, you have a wrinkle. I'm gonna try to hold this on my head. Anyways, we are back. Now there's a giant screen. Oh, the volume is fine. The blue ice pack on my head. And I bring my When I talk like that, it sounds like I'm singing. Oh, you have a wrinkle. I'm gonna try to hold this on my head. That's as good as it's gonna get. Yeah. Oh yeah, so we continue the quiz. That was a successful away from keyboard moment. AFK. Not to be confused with JFK. Um, we continue the philosophy quiz. I just had a commercial break of using the restroom, grabbing one. I guess the rules for the rest of this stream are going to be pretty unhinged because I want to finish these questions. Unhinged meaning if the volume works like it does. I'm not going to be wearing the, yeah, look at that, it's a pineapple bun. Who do you think he is? I'm not sure. You know, I actually should have put this. If I put it directly on the side of the impact, then the ice pack would pull up on the bun. Right now, I have a ponytail like, look at that. Napoleon Dynamite like that. Oh, it's like the side thing. Let's see if it brings it up. You know, it's actually awful. Gotta put my hair down. This is my head. This is the best case scenario. And we're ready to go. I'm sorry, guys. This is just awful. I should have gone to bed earlier, but by the time I feel the second wave, I'm still adjusting. I have a CPAP. This is not a. This is not a ad, but I have a CPAP for for my thing for my iPod, and it's called Rise, and it shows you your sleep depth. Well, actually, I have a specific situation. I've been using the sleep cycle for about 2 or 3 or 4 years consistently, and it can take into account that data, and this is not, but I'm just pretty surprised that it's calculating sleep depth with a lot of data that I've had through the other app that I did. Excuse me. See, I'm glad my microphone's just like tangled in here in spaghetti pile. I'm not copying you. Oh, on me jumping. Sorry, everyone. You know what I like about this weather? I'm trying to look for it. Oh, here it is. Oh, here it is. Almost warm enough for mine. I think it might be. Reading jacket. Oh, that's nice. I really should have a bit more light though. I decided to go in the back then. There's weeks ago before this. Vertigo and strange balance stuff. I think I just thought they were just to make sure but that was after. Never mind that. I think that's fine. I don't really want to be a good character. Could make it actually really long. Oh my gosh, that's funny. That is fun. I like it. That is actually so funny. Now it doesn't like I'm sound like I'm sleep talking. My sleep talk. So So, yeah, the example they're going to be using Dichotomy. It's funny, I just learned I really it's talking about the version. I use my hands, so I bring the organic standard check for the banana. Yeah, easy, cool. Right, but, oh gosh, look at this. I'm finding this just you. This is a fun vertical, and I'm not good at it, but you might be wondering, why do you use it? Let's just say it's spells. I'm gonna say why I spell. I don't like explaining things to people out of context. Okay, let's continue, please. I've lost it already. Back to the dojo. I think we have another viewer, so hello to who they are. Hello to you, who, PR. Let's see what my results will be. I forgot those will be the results. Maybe it's so first, you could go to the alright, here we go. Without further ado, I really do some serial situation. Oh gosh. I had lucky charms last night, and it wasn't good. So great. Alright, so Rice Krispie knockoff brand is also like cereal. It's basically like credits being paid for changes to like the recipe. It sounds like everybody here is so simple. What kind of British name is that? I don't even believe British. Which is you know what I do? They wouldn't see it to it. I'm having better. Maybe it's better. It's good. It's like the harmony that starts speaking to us is the comedy part, which I'm not trying to get on. I'm just doing weird stuff and saying like I'm talking for it. Otherwise, again, I mean, you don't have to talk. You don't have to talk about God. I'm like, I like talking about like philosophy. It's like, can't we talk about this? Something interesting? I like this. I like it a lot. I do. This. Oh, right. I'm gonna mix up the cereal players. I'm mixing. I can't tell if anybody's watching me. I know it says 2 viewers, and I'm thinking one of them might be, but I'm looking at the chat. But we have another viewer here. You can say beans. Beans. Let's try to not talk in gibberish. I don't want to scare everyone. In stop motion animations, I really wish there was a software that would animate, it would track the facial movements with mocap acting for the Lego figures are keep the integrity of the artwork, but it would manipulate and trace and track along the same mocap lines. I think that would be really cool if it's done well. It's subtle. It's not like I want it to be true to the acting, and it's subtle. It's like a film actor's subtle. So I would do green screen. Just I want, I want, and a few more projects that I've been really excited about, and we have been being trailers. Trailers just capture the essence of a larger story, given a few moments with punctuated music, dialogue, and oh, this is a quick witty like interaction dialogue, or yeah, and then it sends to a musical cue, and all people get it means a lot to go off. I'm excited. I'm really excited actually about I am still because I don't have to do 2.5 hour movie. I have like the ability to um, do non-benefits to so I'm thinking about the different methods to different process as well. So that's something I'm really thinking about. But it was, I used my head enough. Maybe the back of it deserves some. I'll do this for a little bit. It's been 1 week. Yeah, okay, he's not Carol. Alright, I'm on the light stream feed. I don't mean to be right. Just making sure I'm in frame. Not really serial and copy it. Oh, I've learned my lesson. My next phrase will be when I'm older. Whew. Just this is turning into philosopher's stones. I know this isn't what the term is usually used in the context of, but pushing that stone up the hill of light. Wow, I'm not very excited about that for some reason. Okay. To know like when the screen brightness. I don't think it's like visible in there. Yeah. Societal progression could be carried out slowly and small. To yeah, I don't want to get a brain freeze here. Ooh, wow, that was interesting. That was an interesting feeling. Okay. Alright. If I have anything to say, I will make grunts and groans or something. I'm gonna put my noise canceling headphones, drink some water, cereal. Oh. Hmm. Interesting. Huh. Makes a big difference, guys. I'm using some headphones here. So I have the active brain. Sorry, I can't do it. I have put the chat on. So, so, so here's these questions. I explained it. And then I had a little bit of like really messed up and like that's what but I was like, oh, I can do this quiz and started live streaming last year, kind of early after, you know, in the midst of recovering. And so, it was, it's a really good, it's a good, really strange. It affects the brain, so I'm in different sense, but still probably keeping the lines, the think line. That's really interesting. If you're watching this, you can always skip it later. Just a person. Just a person. I'll clean up my screen. Oh, stoops. The side of possession. Oh, I think that was what I do with fancy phone, air filter, window fan, and a fish filter, and a highway, and a highway fan. A lot of sounds. I have a decibel meter, but it's not set up here. Yes, very interesting. I'm ready for that. Wow, I can't do this. It is foolish to run my glasses because of my I got like really chill out on the screen. I'm not like I'm gonna do just Legos and yeah, I'm going somewhere next week. Third time. I'm gonna keep these on for now. Yeah. Mm. All right, we're getting closer though. Well, here's the thing. Everything has to be an idea before it's physical reality. And since there are more ideas, then what becomes of those ideas? Is that not more volumes than physical reality? Like that guy would have to say, maybe not in a metaphysical like a cloud's mass, or so, but in a sense, those energies reside here, the places they're farther along, but that's still a very concentrated force, like a battery, like a computer chip. It packs a bunch of, so that's what I would say. ideas are superior because they, no matter what the world is presently, whatever that present is in this scenario, ideas are there to inhabit the world that was just created. And the world that was just created is almost already gone as the ideas occupy space and then supersede them, and the process continues. So it's a very weird concept. It's like that's kind of how I think of it. Right? Rice Krispies not gone. Rice Krispies not gone. Rice Krispies not gone. It's very interesting choice. Baglet that you made. Baglet little song you made. Is it better? It is better to improve your life. To be honest, yes. I would say, but I would say, I think the definition of fluid differs to people. I'd say enough to support oneself year round. And but here's a good example for this one. I'm not going to talk with sunglasses on right now. Tiny house movement. I think it's a good concept overall, right? But here's where it goes south, right? If let's just it's an answer to the housing market or homelessness or something. Um, or those who think, okay, yeah, they're just gonna give these tiny houses to people, and then they'll live low income. Anybody, they'll live on the outskirts of cities or something, tiny house communities. But it's really, at the end of the day, it is kind of like setting a new bar. You know what I mean? A new standard, a new like. And this is somebody who's, yeah, I've actually considered tiny house living in the past. It's not something I consider now, but I could technically do it. I don't have pets or anything like that, but there are limiting qualities about it as well, for sure. Um, so to what point is my reflection as far as fruit, frugality, frugalness? What's that word? I gotta like hang my legs off here. This should actually respond. Wow, I can't. I can see the thing is the weight distribution. The weight distribution of the bed is like all lumpy differently. You know, it's not like even sitting in the chair is like nice because I'm not moving and I feel nauseous and I grab the microphone 1 second to untangle microphone noises. Apologies everyone. Apologies everyone. Please don't take me on. Really good. Um this is what guys. I'm a mess right now, but I decided to stream on here. I don't really care because I'm not really into all that polishedness. It's just not enough. And then, but hopefully, if you don't mind. you don't mind, hope you don't mind. I put down the years. I could sing. It's not copyrighted. I'm big house with things I do. Oh, oh, I hope you don't mind. I hope you don't mind. Interesting. I hope you don't mind. I hope you don't mind. I liked Rocket Man and Bohemian Rhapsody movie. Wow, they're both good. I got really distracted. Hmm. Man, I finished it. In the milk. That's a pretty good time to stop eating cereal. Where are my sunglasses? Wait, wait. Man, you know what? We're almost there. We're almost there, and I wish I had some sort of candy. so badly. But am I willing to ingest marshmallows from I'll be trying to start? I'm doing something I probably shouldn't. Taking a melatonin right now. That means I'll take half now and then half after I keep. That means I'll be going to sleep pretty soon. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And this was such a long stream. I could probably do one really quick. I just feel like it's better to explain some answers. Yeah. I have to bring this back in here. Trying different types of milk. Non-dairy milks. Scientific research is more important than art and music. Some science is unknowable. Well, and is searching, researching. I think art and music is also a searching. So I think, is it more important? It's like, why put it up against art and music? I feel like science celebrates those things so much. It's in unison with those things. Like, why would it even be at odds? It doesn't make sense. This feels like a catch-22. Like, you feel like two of my friends. I can't pick between. So that's how I feel about this issue. If that makes any sense. I think that makes sense. Why would it even be at odds? It doesn't make sense. This feels like a catch-22. Yeah, it sounds just as belligerent. All right, so scientific research is more important. Slightly disagree. So here's the thing: science can be very helpful. Research can be good when it's accurate. If it's not accurate, it leads to more consequence. It has an effect in a more serious and rippling way. I'd say its consequence. There's a lot more weight to its consequence. Our music, for example, it's really playing out scenarios in a realm that's not attached to immediate consequence. It can inspire, it can be cautionary, like a cautionary tale, but it isn't. It's not giving a direct consequence. I don't think. Um, it's a more lasting. I don't know. It's a if a scientific research study is wrong, then that might have some more effect. So I'm going to say, is it more important? Slightly disagree. Alright, I'm going to just try to go through the next few. I'm just going to jump through the next few. Why do I feel the need to write these in the chat? Look at that, it just happened. That's what it looks like when I compulsively write these. Oh, hi. Hello. Hope you're well today. Hi, how are you? Hi. I see YouTube chat. Hello. Hello. Um, Almost there, everybody. Almost there. This is first time chat, so $2 is there for me. I don't. Hello. We got Darmadon. Really fucking so cool for them. Okay, hold on a second. I'm in a role-based society with little snow even falsified remorse and identity. It's like, what the fuck? Why we would say this? I would rather, sorry, what the, that's what I meant to say. I would rather, sorry, um, and, you know, there are a lot of trappings, and that's exactly what it is. It is greed, and it is a black hole. And if I ever have a day where I acquire such, I hope it's spread as evenly as I can upon jelly and toast, and to cover the bases. But remember, it is not at all anything. Alright, more than anything. Starting false sleep. Guys, race to the clock. Race to the clock. I would rather for society. What does that mean? How for moral identity? It's true. You should focus on that. Yeah, our ideas stem from reality. What we are, maybe a human's ideas are stem from what actually is. No. Well, our ideas stem from reality. Stem from reality as we process reality, which is, I'd say, similar. But I mean, no, the brain freeze and that one. Okay, we're good. What else? Okay. Oh, I'll say hi to Peach. Hello. Okay. Our ideas stem from reality. I'm having a tough time in this one. I'm going to say disagree. I think our ideas stem from the stories we tell ourselves. There's enough pattern to have a cohesive through line with people in communications, but our ideas stem from reality. More like our reality stems from ideas. That's how I view this one, but it's not that. What? I want to say no, no. They arise. Our ideas arise from our sense perception. and our interpretation of reality as it is. And I think there's such a more profound and wider process that is occurring beyond our capacity to really digest. Capacity. Flux capacitor, flux capacitor. Everybody gets it. We get it. Flux capacitor. I look so like weird with these glasses. I'm not want to freak people out. I just have a concussion, so everything's right. Oh, Lord, I don't want to freak. This flag's probably freaking people out. It's a Fallout flag, but no one can tell. I have my U.S. flag on that side today, but yeah, I have two of those things. I think we're ready, hopefully. Hopefully it's time. I am a penguin. I should be. Oh, cool. I'm on YouTube and it doesn't even know. I'm a penguin. Okay. I felt good to say that. Our primary pursuit should be our own passions and pleasure. I disagree. Stop, enough. You don't want to be entirely selfish. You don't want to be entirely selfless. I think there's a middle ground. I'm giving into poetry terms. Universal. There is. Mm. Mm. Right. Yes, I agree. I agree. The concept comes back into play after a while. I think this is where it applies yet again. So it's 3 a.m. Oh, this is awful. Ah, I didn't. I don't think it is right now, but it should be. It should be. Gnosis, knowledge. Know thyself. I think it's primary, the first principle. I think first priority, first priority, our collective species to seek knowledge. Hmm. I think not materialize it too soon concept. I think the soul of a human being would be in their character. So in that, yes. Hmm. Hmm. Um. Here's my thing. Here's the catch. Function. What about those who function less than what a society deems each person to function? So we just got to take that into account. So I'd say yes, but to a point. Hmm. Well, okay. So this is interesting. There's a way to live that is more happy. Do I believe that? Well, do I believe in a moral ideal? For my previous questions, I've answered I will indicate that that is true through my light touching on the topic of natural law, in the sense that there are it's a little instinctual, but it's also pattern apparent, and eventually you just kind of see that that's the world unfolds just as it can refold on it within on itself. Um, one pattern looks the same, just a little different. So it's a very I know it's kind of I'm speaking in riddles here, but I'm not. I don't mean to. I'm trying to make the most sense to it. Um, a way live life, one's life, only one, morally. So I don't believe in putting one's morality, one's pursuit of a certain type of way of living that them will not a deeper connection to life and themselves and knowing others. I don't know. That makes sense. Whatever.
people. Yeah, with a wide net, with the current consciousness being the idea, evolution being our minds, where they are, the base of our minds, and versus what we reach toward. Um, I agree because with a wide net, they'd afford. And that's why we have the greed that we do in our society in America with billionaires and corporations and stuff. Because that's assessed at the cost of others. You know, yeah. All right, so here we go. Meeting lucky terms. I've been on all sides of the coin for this. Historically speaking, like the human species. God, question, quote unquote. So even if people say they're not religious, they choose something to worship, to idolize, to make their all, to make their priority or primary focus. Um, and they have faith in that thing. Usually, doesn't it's not as connected to something as grounded as like nature or reality, or just it's just more so like romanticizing some material possession or person, making it larger than life that it is. Um, but for some, it makes them content, and that's enough. There are others who have earnest belief in religious faith, as I have before once in my life. But I felt at different times I was personally not once the fish scales fall off your eyes and you realize, okay, this brand of religion is not doing me good; it's actually harming me. You say this contentment isn't there anymore, but for those who are in it, they still have that contentment. So it's very interesting because I know all sides. We're almost there. We're almost there. It's incredible. So what true reality for me? That's God. We can never perceive true what God is, what everybody defines God as. Their definitions never, it's just not even close. So we do our best, we do learn science and all this other stuff, but we, we can never perceive true reality. I'm gonna say agree, and if we can at some point in my life, say anymore. All right, here we are. This is it. Okay, guys, we're here. Hmm. Hmm. Interesting. Hmm. Spiritualism 70% versus materialism. Materialism. Yeah. Materialism versus spiritualism. 29%, 70%. Egoism, 6. Altruism. I can't read all this. Sorry. Closed captions. I can. So a more spiritual minded, altruistic, ideal, aestheticism. Oh, I see it. Yeah. Rationalism versus romanticism. Very skeptic versus absolute. That's very interesting. Theism, Platonism. Interesting. Oh. Took me to a Wikipedia page on theism and Platon. I gotta look into Plato a bit more. That's what I learned. Um, the lowest rating is nihilism. That checks. I don't like that pessimistic cynic. Yeah. All right. Wow. Well, that was very interesting. Very interesting to me. I Let me see if I can enlarge the results for a second. Oh my gosh. Yeah, look at that. That's great. That's so much better. Should have done that. Yep, here we are. And then I'll scroll down a little bit. On. Alright. Yeah, it's like vague. And then more like grounded in philosophy. So I guess the next one is oh philosophy. Psychology. They actually have quite a few yeah. Alright. Well, that's that. We did this under 2.5 hours.
Interesting.
So I think they're accurate. That's it, Phil. Am I surprised or anything? Um, I think the ties. Yeah, rationalism versus romantic. I'm like rational. I try not to romanticize stuff too much, but I'm rational. So I think that makes a lot of sense. Skepticism, absolute. Oh, this is absolutely the thing that please this person. I'm a skeptic. I think that's a really leaning skeptic, just a little bit rational, just a little bit, but the absolutism, that romantic, it's like, yeah, it's a strong aspect. I'm pretty happy with it. Pretty happy with it. Now it's saved, so I'm gonna go back. Yeah. So here are all the tests. Yeah, we're on this. Okay. Political philosophy, literature, little personality compass, sex, compulsion. Yeah, I mean all that stuff. Very relevant. I hope you have all enjoyed this stream. I'm ready to go to sleep. I'm too tired to even end the stream. So I am going to find the quickest on TV at the end of the stream through the Xbox, which is really funny. But thank you for joining me and definitely hope everyone else does too. Um, yeah, so this was really because it was my first time doing something like this. Hopefully, now I can gauge the time, like all at play. All at four. Maybe all the with the 2D and higher results in category 5 later.